Welcome to this week's Word of Hope from the Scriptures. I'm Roxanne Eilers, and I'm here at Balboa Peninsula, and I am here in Bay Island. They call it Bay Island, and as you can see, there's a little bridge behind me where the folks go to their homes, all the homes that are behind me. My husband thought it would be a nice shoot over here, and someday you'll meet him. Today I'm going to be talking about walking that straight line. As Christian believers, we're to walk that straight line. In Ephesians chapter 5, the Apostle Paul tells us 4 ways in which we can walk that straight line. The first one is we're to walk in love and take Jesus Christ as our example of walking in love. We're to be forgiving and compassionate, tender-hearted. We're to help build up one another instead of tear each other down. We're to give to one another and have a servant's heart. You see, love sees, love is moved with compassion, and love does something. So we're to walk in love. Then we're to walk in the light, as God is in the light. We are to have nothing to do with the works of darkness. We are to be that beacon on the hill that draw others to the light of Jesus Christ, to give them hope and direction so they're not lost. We are to walk also circumspectly. And that word circumspectly in the Greek is akrobos. And that means that we are to give careful attention to what's around us, to what's going on around us. Where is God moving? What about the people around us? What are the opportunities that are before us? And then we see that we are to be aware of when we are being influenced by the world and by our flesh. And then we are to be on guard against the enemy and his tactics and his traps. We are to pray that we be delivered from evil and that we be led not into temptation. We are to also walk that road with precision. Circumspectly means precision. We're to walk that road, that straight line, and not compromising on anything. We're to be awake spiritually to what's going on around us. Then we are to walk in wisdom. We're to examine ourselves to see if we are walking in wisdom. And if we lack wisdom, we're to ask God for the wisdom. And He says He will give it to us, but we must ask in faith. And one of the ways that we can tell that we are walking in wisdom is if we buy up the opportunities that are around us to share the love of Jesus Christ with others. There are opportunities that God places in our path that we need to take at work, at school, even at church and in our homes. There are opportunities that God brings us that He wants us to reach out and share hope with others and encouragement. Then we are to walk not only in wisdom, but we are to walk in knowing God's will for us. And God's will for us is that we be filled with the Holy Spirit, not drunk with wine, where is in excess, but to be filled with the Holy Spirit, speaking to ourselves and one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, making melody in our hearts to the Lord, worshiping Him and praising Him, and speaking the word out forth in faith. And then we are to be thankful in all circumstances. We are to have a thankful heart, for this is God's will for us. Remember, walk that straight line and don't compromise, because surely goodness and mercy will follow you all the days of your life, and you will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.